Okay. We are live on a market close. Yes, the market close is back, at least for the days like when we have the market, like Thanksgiving. I can't do it, but nonetheless, the market close is back. Didn't tell anybody I was doing this today, so we're gonna see who actually pops in. But it is time to analyze the market close. Let's do it. Let's close out this beautiful, beautiful day of the market. We've got Sofi hitting all-time lows. We've got Tesla still stuck at 169, hasn't been able to really recover. And we've also got Zoom earnings, which I talked about in the morning, but I want to talk a little bit about how it's been performing throughout the day. Also, there was this room about Facebook. Potential, like Mark Zuckerberg potentially leaving. That's probably not happening, but that was discussed. Time for a market close. Let me just tweet this out. All right, here we go. Market's close. Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Ray, what's up? Larry, what's up? Tony, what's up? Thank you, 24 people, for being here. Again, I didn't tell anybody I was doing the market close, but I am indeed doing the market close. So let me pull up Webull. Is it up right here? Here it is. This is what we've got, and then Webull just disappeared. Let me pull it up again. Again, a relatively red day for some stocks, flat for others. The indexes, for example, haven't really changed too much as a result of what's been going on, but sometimes some other stuff has changed. So for example, if we go to Meta was at 111, it was at 108 this morning, still stuck at 111, right? Nothing that's that fundamentally different. Google 97.17, Roku 54, Hood. See, some of these stocks are up right now. Is it really asking me to download the Webull update? Oh, that's cool. It seems kind of quick. Exit Webull to install. Quit Webull. Okay. There we go. That should come back. Okay. I think it should be up there. Felicia says I have no sound. You should be able to hear me, right, Felicia? I should be good. Yeah, the audio should be good. Okay. Hopefully the audio should be good. Okay. Webull is downloading the background. But yeah, nothing has really happened outside of the indexes kind of staying the same way that they have stayed. Now, the interesting thing has been seeing the indices stay strong in the face of other stocks not being able to hold up, right? I think that's the premise that all of us have been thinking. Sofi is killing me today. I had to sell more puts at 450. Yeah, I think we should talk about Sofi. Why is it down today? So the crypto bank thing that happened yesterday, I think that's all BS. That's not even worth talking about. It's so silly. There's no bank run coming on SoFi's small crypto division. It's not FTX, right? So I don't think that's the reason that it's down. I think the reason that we are down a little bit on our beloved Sofi is primarily because of the macro and the fact that Sofi has always been struggling to stay above $5. And this is why I've been a little bit more hesitant to buy, because I know how hard Sofi has been trying to stay above $5, and it's actually not that easy, to be honest. But, there's a chance that, look, speaking of Sofi, I just got an email by them. We're grateful for great auto insurance rates. Does Sofi sell auto insurance? Because if they do, maybe I should, they do. Wow, I wonder if it's cheaper than my auto insurance right now. I wonder if it is. Well, that's a new way to get me. See, that's how they upsell you, because now I'm in the Sofi universe, and then I have Sofi Invest. Now they get me into Sofi Auto. This was Chase. Thank you so much. This is what I was looking for. I literally forgot to like say this. This is the word. So I didn't find an official news article on this, but I still think it's official, right? The rumors are big enough. Student loan extension till June. June. Why is this happening? I think the $10,000 mandate that that Biden's trying to get across, I think it's actually going to pass. I think they just need time to be able to do it. Biden tweeted it. Oh, hold on. I'm going to go to the tweet then. Biden tweeted it. That means they're trying to figure it out, most likely, right? They're trying to figure out how do we do the 10th? And they need more time to figure it out. It can't happen that quickly. Let's go to Joe Biden. Look, June 2023 means another 6 months, bro. That's a lot. Okay, I'm looking for this tweet. Where is this tweet? Let me type in student loan on Twitter. Let's see what we get. Because that actually really does matter if you think about it. Kane says, you're back to doing market close. Yes, I am probably back to doing market close. Student loans. Oh, here we go. The administration. Oh, wow. Hold on. The administration is extending the pause on federal student loan permits to allow for the Supreme Court to rule in the case on the student debt program. The pause will end no later than June 30th. Payments will resume 60 days after the pause ends. Wait, so it's not June 30th, then it's August, if it's 60 days after the pause ends. So they're saying the Supreme Court has to rule. If this goes up to the Supreme Court, I do not think the Supreme Court's going to let this go by. So this whole $10,000 cancel thing, that it was just bullshit. Basically, it was to sell midterm tickets. Basically, damn, man, that means SoFi is not going to get any money from student loans until June. That's a little rough. That's a bit rough. That is a bit rough. Freaking Biden, man. Yeah, look, man, at the end of the day, it was smart politically for him to do that, but it kind of sucks for people who have student loan debt. I mean, they expected they were going to be able to do that, but that was not the case. That was for the election, bro. TJ's like, yo, that was for the election, my God. That was for nothing. Oh, man. Well, I guess it is what it is. Let me share my screen. Let's get into Webull. We have 4 minutes till the market closes. Do I have my cowbell with me? I do have my cowbell. Let me put my cowbell real quick. Boom, cowbell. Here we go. Okay. So we have 4 minutes till the market closes. Robinhood at $9, Microsoft $236, Meta at $111, Ginkgo down below $2. This is where I get excited. This is where I get very, 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 very excited. Ginkgo down below $2. Again, if you guys don't know, I'm a very, very big bull on Ginkgo. Believe in it heavily. The price right now the macro right now is just going to screw over a lot of stocks, which is okay. Those are actual buying opportunities, in my opinion. So we're going to see, before I get back into Ginkgo, how low can it go and when we start DCing. Spotify recovering a little bit from the morning. It was at $70, at 75 right now. Pinterest came out with, did Pinterest actually have they had their earnings. I don't think I made a video on it. Pinterest earnings. I know they do have a billion MAU, or 435 million MAUs, a billion site visits. Oh yeah, third quarter results. When did this go? Oh wow, I know I didn't see this. Okay, so the press release came out October 27th. Oh, well, I'm late on this one. But Pinterest grew revenue 8% year over year to 685 million. That's not bad. Global MAUs were flat year over year at 445 million. So they didn't increase MAUs. And their net loss was 65 million, which is not too bad. $685 million in a quarter, man. That's not crazy. That's all off ads. Literally off ads. All advertising. That's not bad. Ginkgo is burning a sick amount of cash. They have 1.3 billion in cash. They're not burning that much, which is why the share offering thing that they did, the $100 million offering, that was a bit surprising to me. I was confused why they need to do that. But Kathy bought 10 million shares since that happened. So obviously they believe in Ginkgo very heavily. I mean, I believe in it too. I sold at 290 because I was like, I know this is like not going to be pretty for the next couple of months. That's what we're seeing. JP Morgan at 135, FedEx 175, Adobe at $320. Wait, what was Adobe when it crashed? Hold on. Adobe was 331. 3 months. This was the Adobe crash. It went from Hold on. It went from 350 down to 320. Wait, what? No. It went even lower than that. Why do I feel like it went much lower than that? Hold on. 6 months. Yeah, there we go. There was the crash. So you're looking at 390 down to 274. That was the drop. And now it's at 331. So if we just do some basic maths here, okay, and we do 331 divided by 274, we are up 21% since the bottom, which was September. Wow, I don't even remember that. September. Wow. Okay, stock market is closed. It is 4 p.m. and it's time to ring the bell. Stock market is closed. Palantir 723, Amazon 93.20, Apple at 150, Microsoft 245. Let's go into Tesla and see how bad Tesla did. Tesla 169.87, a little bit of recovery. The 52-week low on Tesla was 166. Market cap of Tesla currently at oh wow. Tesla's below 600 billion. 536 billion is their market cap. It's growing 49% year over year. PE at 41 right now, forward PE at 41, price to sales of 7. These are a little bit of ridiculous numbers for Tesla. It's down 59% year over year, or year to date. These are absolutely ridiculous numbers for a company like Tesla. Why is DNA diluting? See, I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I know drugs and biotech is expensive, but I'm not sure why. Sofi got a 1-2 punch for no reason. It absolutely did. Your view on the Palantir shareholders meeting, it's just a restructuring of their corporate bylaws. It's nothing important. So we found that out on Twitter the other day. If you're not following me on Twitter, at @AmitIsInvesting, @AmitIsInvesting, and you'll get all the updates there. Or Daily Palantir. You should upload the Daily Palantir account. Ginkgo, fear of dilution. The existing shareholders, please buy in at $1 since they won an additional $100 million of cash. Well, that's why it's down. That's why I'm not buying it yet. Again, the potential of Ginkgo, if you listen to the earnings call, which I listened to, it's just absolutely magnificent what they've been able to accomplish in terms of the actual like biotech stuff they're doing. The problem is the macro does not care. If the macro is not going to let Apple, that's made $90 billion in profit over 90 days, get away with it, then they're not going to let Ginkgo get away with it. It's just that simple. Tesla, not profit, revenue, but nonetheless, you get what I'm saying, right? It's a lot of money. Fut Bucker, thank you for being here. Is SoFi going bankrupt? No, SoFi is not going bankrupt. They do not have it would be a very, first of all, I don't think any company Anthony Noto runs is going to go bankrupt. Second of all, they're growing like crazy. You know, the macro is just not respecting them, but they're growing enough to be able to deal with this. Again, a lot of this is just macro. Quick comment on SoFi. You think it's an accident that someone who got money from Goldman is the one who is sending the letter? I didn't know that, Yang. I didn't know that's what's going on. I haven't heard of it. This is the first time I'm hearing that theory, that someone sending the letter is someone who got money from Goldman. You know, it's a very competitive space. You've got Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. You've got a lot of big guys that do not want to see SoFi win, which is why SoFi is an asymmetrical bet. That is the market opportunity here. You know, I mean, the conspiracy theorist in me says, yeah, I mean, that's very possible. Now, is it actually happening? We don't know. But big banks do not want to die because of SoFi. And SoFi is increasing their deposits. The big banks are not increasing their deposits right now. So, you know, that's why one of the articles I saw on SoFi earnings was deposits are decreasing quarter over quarter, which is bad with the big banks. That means people are not putting their money in those markets. So that's not a good thing. Obviously, if you're putting your money in SoFi and getting 3% APY, yeah, it's way better than the nonsense that Bank of America is giving at 0.0002%, right? So at that point, I think that's the case. All right, let's go into the talking heads. Let's see what they're talking about. All roads lead to effing Goldman. Yeah, they all lead to Goldman. All right, let's hear AMD and NVIDIA. And then we'll keep going from there. Well, first of all, let me check NVIDIA stock price. NVIDIA was at 160. Now it's at it's still at 160. Okay, so not too bad. Flat today. AMD was at 72. Where's AMD right now? AMD 75. Okay, so these two have held up decently today. even though everything else has been a little bit rough. Amit, how's the startup program going? Startup is going good, grinding every day. I sent my investor up for those who want to see my updates. I'm going to put this in the chat right now. wefunder.com/audia/updates. If anyone wants to read our monthly updates, go to this website and you'll be able to read exactly what we're doing. All right, let's play this clip.
Reiterated outperform BMO, AMD, price target 110, NVIDIA 210. So Josh, NVIDIA, that's yours.
Yeah, I think both of these stocks could be range bound until we get some clarity on the direction of the economy next year. Because in the end, you get to a certain size in the semiconductor business and you become subject to whatever's going on cyclically. It's very hard to escape that. The thing that's held NVIDIA back is that this has not been a good year for gaming. And obviously, all of the use of GPUs in crypto have fallen off a cliff. And then there's concerns about enterprise spend and the data center and cloud and on and on and on. So I don't think those are long-term issues. I just think now Wall Street is particularly sensitive to those headwinds, and it's hard to imagine one or both of these stocks breaking out to the upside. So if you're a long-term investor, though, that's okay. You don't always have to have the month of May, every time you're in a stock.
How about the chips here?
I think semis are interesting. If you look at the performance month to date, they've actually beat just about everything else on the board.
That makes sense.
And it does make sense to a degree. Well, actually, because the valuations have reset a lot already. They're down for the semiconductors 30%. The stocks have reset a lot already. Look at a company like NVIDIA. And I think the optionality for semiconductors may actually come from the end of the tightening cycle. If you think about who's likely to rebound the most, it's probably software and it's semiconductors. But I also like the optionality for potentially inflation peaking as well, because semis look like they're some of the more sensitive to inflation coming down from a pretty high level. So I like it. I would like to see probably a little bit more priced in terms of earnings estimates, but we've been going through a couple of quarters of earnings revisions, so that might be enough.
Costco reiterated outperform today at Cowen, target 650. I'm surprised you don't own this one.
No. Me too.
Right? I mean, it seems like you.
It is me.
Well, why don't you?
Because it trades at 36 times forward, right? So
that is true. Costco trades at a 36 times forwards PE price to earnings. And tech companies aren't even trading at that point. So Costco, you got to really ask yourself, you're paying 36 times earnings for Costco and you're paying 22 times, less than, it's like 8 times for Meta and 18 times for Google. It's hard to justify that.
Oh, it's expensive. I can't really get my hands around it. But if it were to pull back substantially, absolutely.
Well, what's a reasonable valuation then?
It's not going to get there.
Because you own other stocks that may be a little bit expensive for your liking,
in the low 20s. If you look at Nike and you look at Starbucks and now Disney. I mean, this one is 36 times forward, and it should trade at a premium. There's no question about it, given its recurring revenue stream and the subscribers and the 90% plus renewal rate. So it's a great story. It's just, to me, it acts like a staple, as it should, given the recurring revenue. And where I am in that space is Dollar General. I'd rather own Dollar General. It's trading at 20 times forward estimates, and it acts like a staple.
If you ever get a crack at Costco trading at a discount, that means something's really going wrong.
Yeah.
This stock's been one of the best operators really ever for such a long time.
Costco is an interesting one. I want to pull them up right now. Did they release their earnings, by the way? Does anyone know? I'm going to check while I pull this up. Costco stock. Okay, here we go. So COST 531. So it was at 449 October. So if we do some basic math, literally just divide 531 by 449. It is up right now 18%. 18% in about a month, a little bit more than a month to buy Costco. Okay. Interesting. Let me look if Costco's earnings have come out. Costco earnings. Bump. Palantir is a pretty low stock price right now. Yeah, Palantir is low, man. Palantir. No, this is all going to be amazing when we actually get into a bull market, but we don't know if that's 2 years from now, 7 months from now, deflation. It's we don't know. Costco, let's do Costco. What is it? We're looking for Costco IR, investor relations. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's see if there are finances. Where is it? News, events, and presentations. Oh, it is coming up on December 8th. So December 8th, we are going to know. We will know. Now, last year, they did sales of, Q4 end August 28, 2022, $222 billion, which is amazing for something like Costco. I just went to Costco today, bought a pumpkin pie. Yo, those pumpkin pies at Costco are $5. I went to Costco over the weekend. $5, bro. They're just, I'm not a big fan of pumpkin pie. Put in the chat if you like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin pie. It's not my thing. I'd rather have like a chocolate cake. But they are pretty cheap. And the slices of pizza are a great deal as well. Costco's always been one of those staples. The question is just, are you like, when Tesla is not even trading, like, it's hard to imagine buying something like Costco over something like Tesla, given Tesla's finally down to prices that are so sweet, right? Very, very juicy prices. Coinbase also at 43.49. Let's look at the bull and bear case for Coinbase. Let's look at that and see what people are thinking of Coinbase. I've never thought of buying Coinbase because I'm not a big fan of crypto. But at some point, it also gets cheap enough where you're like, there is potentially a gap in the market there. Pecan pie. I love pumpkin pie, but apple is my favorite. Yeah, I just love chocolate. That's my thing. My sister loves pumpkin pie, though. She loves it.
Sides of the Coinbase. Taking the bullish side is Chris Brendler, senior equity analyst at D.A. Davidson. He apparently liked that dad joke. He's got a buy rating and a $70 target on the stock. For the Bears, it is Dan Dolev, managing director and senior analyst at Mizuho Securities. Got a hold at a $42 price target. Chris, begin with you. It's been tough. I'm sure you're getting blowback on it, but what is the bull case for Coinbase?
Hey, thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me on. There will be winners. This is, I think, darkest before dawn type of stuff makes a lot of sense. It's a very stressful time for the industry. We have probably more shoes to drop, but we believe that Coinbase, given its sort of mission, the way the whole company's been run for the last decade, is going to avert the disasters that are falling many of its competitors and come out a winner over the long run. Crypto is not going away. This is another setback for sure, but we still believe in the long-term value of what.
Okay, so the bull case is crypto's not going anywhere, and you need an exchange. Seems like that's the core basic argument.
Blockchain technology can do for financial services.
And Dan, you're not a complete hater, right? You've got a hold. It's not like it's a super sell rating. So what's your take on Coinbase and its prospects right now?
I think the prospects are pretty grim. I mean, all you have to do is read the 10Q. In the third quarter, they made $590 million in revenue and $1.2 billion of expenses with, over $2 billion, $3 billion of leverage. They're burning cash. I mean, this thing doesn't look good. Investors, retail investors are fleeing crypto. They're not coming back. I don't know what's to like about this one.
Well, Chris, how would you respond?
Profitability is improving. I think the gap numbers can be a little bit distorted sometimes. On adjusted EBITDA, they're down to about $150 million loss in the third quarter. It came in actually better than expected. The interest income ramping up has been a nice offset some of the trading volume pressures. I think interest income is sort of an unknown wrinkle when it comes to Coinbase's story. They have a significant interest in Circle. So with rates going up, we see a big tailwind from interest income that'll dilute the reliance on trading volume. And I certainly agree that retail investors will be pulling back, but I've been following this space for a long time, and we thought they'd gone away forever in 2018, and they came back bigger than ever last year, probably too big in some ways. So I don't think that this is necessarily going away, and Coinbase is built to survive.
Dan, do you think it will survive? In 5 years, will there be a Coinbase as an independent stock?
There's a percent chance, which is not zero, that's not going to happen. And I want to say something about interest income. If you want interest income, own a bank, not Coinbase. The reason they're getting interest income is because they're not paying people's deposits on US stablecoin as much as they should be getting. So if you want something with interest income, go own SoFi. Much better play on interest income.
Ooh, we said go get SoFi. So the bear case, right, is pretty obvious. Retail's leaving crypto. Bitcoin's collapsing. Centralized exchanges aren't even decentralized. So like the whole thesis is kind of stupid, to be honest. But the transaction volume is going down, which reduces their fees. Remember, Coinbase makes money off of the fees of trading. So if I buy Bitcoin for $80,000 a coin, Coinbase makes a fee on that. If Bitcoin is $5,000 a coin, Coinbase makes the same percentage fee, but the value of that percentage is fundamentally different because the price has dropped by 15 times. So if Bitcoin's not up, if crypto's not up, the fees they make on you trading are eliminated, right? Cash King, hey, thank you for the live stream. Thank you for being here. Cash King, appreciate you. So at that point, if you're bullish on Coinbase, you have to be bullish on crypto. You cannot be bullish on it as just this exchange of like, SoFi is like the AWS of fintech. You can't be like, oh, Coinbase is the AWS. Like, no, Bitcoin needs to go up. Ethereum needs to go up. Yeah, I remember, let me tell you guys something before we finish this video. I remember in 2021, okay? 2021, someone said nice math, Submit. Did I do that correctly? It's 15 times 8, 15 times, I did the right math, right? Yep, that was 15 times. Yep, I was right. 2021, Coinbase was giving me ads to trade Shiba Inu. Like on my Instagram, Coinbase had ads that said trade Shiba Inu on our platform. You talk about FTX and everything being irresponsible. We talk about influencers being irresponsible. Literally, a public company is telling you to trade a pump and dump. So and they were advertising that, like they were paying money to get people to be attracted to buy SHIB at 0.001 and sell at 0.01. So at that point, if retail's not doing that anymore, because who the hell has the money to spend on that? Then I don't see how Coinbase grows from that at the end of the day. Now, if you're long Bitcoin, you're long Coinbase, but if not, then then it's hard.
We don't own Coinbase for interest income. That's not the right way to, at least according to my view, that's not the right way to think about it.
Chris?
Totally disagree. I think it's a nice, sort of added revenue stream. People aren't putting their money on Coinbase to earn interest income.
Does the Coinbase bull even look like a guy who understands crypto? The guy on the left side? Like this is a guy that doesn't even look like he cares about crypto. It's like it's like he's just saying this because maybe his company has bought something. I don't know. He doesn't look like a crypto bro.
I'd rather be exposed to Coinbase here than to be a consumer lender like SoFi, given the coming stress to lenders, given what's going on in inflation in the economy. So
that is FUD. SoFi is giving loans to the most qualified. Even their student loans, you have to have an average income of 160,000. Like personal lending is risky, but the way SoFi has mitigated that risk, if you understand, listen to their earnings, is pretty profound. They've done a pretty good job on that.
Everything has its angle, and Coinbase, obviously it's not a bank. It's going to be the leading trading platform. What's happened in the world in the last couple of weeks is we've learned that putting your crypto in an offshore exchange that's not regulated is a bad idea. So expect Coinbase to gain significant market share as the fallout continues.
And Chris, I mean, if you have, do you have any liquidity concerns at all with Coinbase, given what Genesis has said, what we've already seen this year with Voyage? I know they're not the same companies. I get it. But investors sometimes hit sell now and think about it later.
Oh, absolutely. And look at the way the bonds have traded. They're trading like there is some material liquidity risk here. And you can't say for sure. We don't know how deep this thing goes. And a lot of companies in the crypto world tend to be very closely tied together. I think it's a huge tip of a feather in their cap to Coinbase that they've avoided the significant issues so far, but you never can be too sure. So, it's really a high risk position with a lot of upside if they get this right, is sort of our view here.
Yeah. Do we need new management there, Dan? Would that matter?
I don't think so. I think that, I don't think the management actually matters. I think the category in which they play, I think actually what we've learned in the last few weeks is that crypto could be worth something and it could be worth zero. And this could happen overnight. And I think the same thing could happen for everything that's traded on Coinbase, including Bitcoin. So I don't think the management matters, although I would say I don't see it in a very positive light that the CEO is selling shares at, these lows. It doesn't bode very well.
That's the other thing. Okay. Brian Armstrong is selling shares. I want to pull up, I showed it in the morning open, but I want to show it one more time. By the way, I just put in the new Cowbell episode that dropped today. We had a nice little debate around Elon Musk. That is in the pinned comments. You guys can check that out. If we get 500 subscribers today, I have to shave my eyebrow. So I hope we get 499 subscribers. But like Brian Armstrong is selling shares from Coinbase. And I'm about to pull it up right now. And it makes no sense. It's like he's not doing it for taxing purposes. He's not doing it for this. He's not doing it for that. He's doing that just to sell. And so, it's a little weird. 29,000 shares. He sold shares at $46, $48, $50, $49, $52, $53, $54, $55, $56. Literally, the dude just sold a ton. And someone said he's selling 2% of his shares to fund research. It's known since a month and not many shares. I mean, whatever, bro. Fund research. I mean, it's not confident to see you sell shares for research. Like, what research do we need to do, bro? The economy sucks. What are you going to research? Are you going to research how to make Bitcoin actually useful? Because it doesn't seem like it's done anything. Like, what are you researching, my guy? What's the research? What can you possibly research in the crypto space? And I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, there's so many cryptocurrency use cases. Which of them? Because I've yet to see any other than buying an NFT. I mean, like, come on, bro. This is stupid. HP just announced a 12% layoff. Goodness gracious. We are living through a dot-com bubble, guys. Like, I know it's not as bad in terms of the indices because they haven't fallen as badly as they need to. But we are living through a little bit of a pretty bad crash, Like, it's not too amazing. Meta has cut 11,000. Twitter, Lyft, other tech companies. Now, Elon might be turning Twitter around, but nonetheless, he had to cut a bunch of people. Bitcoin is the only money you can own except a bar of gold. Look, the problem is, again, philosophically, if I had to take the bear case here, if there's no use case for this other than the pure speculation of it, there's not a use case. Gold, there's a use case. People wear that shit and it looks good. Boom. Bitcoin doesn't have a major use case, man. It just doesn't. At least not one that I see. Digital gold doesn't make sense insofar as it's not useful. It's all speculative. I mean, and if you believe it's really digital gold, then why aren't your life savings in it? Because digital gold means that you should get as much as you can, right? Like, forget if there's only 21 million, it's way safer than a cash flow statement for a company that could drop on the next earnings because they don't sell as many. Like, if it's digital gold, come on, man. It's I don't know. Be the first of your generation to own your own money. Yeah, I just don't believe this. I don't believe this shit. Like, I'm happy with the bank having my money. I'm very happy because I know that it's going to be there and it's going to stay there. Like, it's hard. Even for all the crappy stuff the bank does, which, by the way, Robinhood and Sofi are some pretty good alternatives to banks that I've been using over the past couple of months. I like that it's safe with them, And now if Robinhood does some FTX shit, I'm going to be screwed. And I don't think they're doing that stuff, which is good. But, we will see. We will see. If I want to flee a country I have with only my seed phrase in my head, a real gold can be taken away. I guess to all the people that are fleeing their country, the first thing they're worried about is their seed phrase. Like, I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. I've just not philosophically bought into it. It's hard for me. And obviously that's not good for me and like my brand, right? If I was a Bitcoin bro, then all the crypto people would be like, yeah, awesome. We love you, crypto. But I'm like, I don't get it. It's kind of like, I just don't get it. I wouldn't put my money there. I don't see the use case other than speculation. Speculation is different. But people who buy it for use cases are like, well, what's the use case? End phase at 320 and S&P, look at this, rallying very close up to $400. We're at 399.79 after hours on the S&P. It's been a bit of a rally. I mean, it's been stuck between 395 and 399. Lowest was 390 back on November 7th, but it's been doing what it needs to do. NEO above $10 as well. Pepsi 184. Netflix, where did Netflix end? 286. Tattoo Chef still being demolished. Square, Arc, Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs is another one I need to research. Have not done it yet, but people are telling me to do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for most of how the market's been going. 399 on the S&P, not bad. Amit it's good to be cautious. There is hype and marketing everywhere. I agree. There is hype and marketing literally everywhere. Let me pull up Polestar. I've actually been hearing about this one for a while. Let me pull it up real quick. Polestar. This is the right one, right? PSNY 782. It was at 16 at one point, lows of 4, highs of 72. It's up 20%. Is this up today, 20%? It looks like it's up a decent amount today. What's the market cap on this one? Market cap? Oh, wow. Hold on. They have 2 billion shares outstanding. That's a lot of shares, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of freaking shares. I mean, that is a lot. Polestar. Yeah, 2 billion shares is it's a lot. But I mean, I guess if they're growing, then that's okay. But yes, today, wow. So what happened today that put them up 20%? Is it true Biden extended student loans to January? Yes, he did. He's trying to get the Supreme Court to pass his $10,000 policy removal. But that's why he has to give them 6 months to figure it out. I don't think the Supreme Court is conservative, man. Like Alito's probably not going to do it. Clarence Thomas is probably not going to do it. Neil Gorsuch, maybe. What's that other guy? Brett Kavanaugh? Probably not. And then you got Amy Barrett, who's also probably not going to do it. So if you got those 5, then boom, you're done. It's not going to happen. And then maybe the chair might do it. Palantir is 2 billion shares, but Palantir is a company that has a lot of potential, right? That's why I give it the 2 billion shares. Polestar EV, I mean, I don't know much about them, but, maybe EV could be the, they could be a little mini Tesla in their respects. Nothing said it will be exactly June 23. Michael, I think more likely than not, it will be June 23 because the Supreme Court has to determine because like the federal courts blocked it, so it's going to go up to the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court has to take a lot of time to hear the arguments and then make a decision. More likely than not, the Supreme Court's not going to do it by February. And even if the Supreme Court comes out January 1st and is like, hey, we're 5-4, we're not going to let student loan relief pass, Biden would still give people till June 23 because Biden will not go against his word, obviously for political reasons, and be like, hey, well, now it's April. It's time, like the Supreme Court made the decision. No, he would be like, all right, you have to wait till June 2023. This is the final date. It's funny every time they say it's the final, but then they keep extending it. But nonetheless, that's what I think Biden would do, even if the Supreme Court rules against it. So if they don't get relief, people better start financing. He went against his word for extending it again. But he went against his word because the Supreme Court blocked his $10,000 thing, or the federal court. If the federal court didn't block his $10,000 thing, because I can understand his perspective, right? You tell people 2 months ago, hey, $10,000 is gone. So people start budgeting. But then if that gets blocked, you kind of got to give them some notice, right? And that's why he's doing this June 23 thing. If it still gets blocked again by the Supreme Court, I don't think he's going to go past June 2023. So it's not good for SoFi, but as long as I agree, as long as they keep beating earnings regardless, they still the macro. This is all macro. This is all macro. If the macro gets better, SoFi is going to be okay, but the macro is not getting better right now. He should have known LOL purse strings belong to Congress. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. If Congress wasn't going to pass this thing, it's hard to imagine you could unilaterally do this without trying to do stuff. Now, Trump tried to get some stuff unilaterally passed, and he failed at a lot of those things. So it's, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's not letting him doing it. So they're not letting him do it. I want option trading. I don't give a and option trading was the majority of Robinhood's revenue from payment for order flow. So if SoFi finally unleashes options, maybe that'll help their earnings a little bit as well. But we'll see. We will see. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining so much. Please check out the link in the description. Sign up to Audia. My startup would love your guys' feedback on it. And new daily cowbell pinned video. Check out the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys like it. It's been really fun building out that show. And it's been really fun doing those episodes. We talked about Bob Iger today. We talked about Elon Musk. And we talked about the Fed pivoting or not pivoting, Jeremy Siegel's version of it by 2023. So maybe tomorrow we'll talk about SoFi and we'll see what happens. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining Market Closes. Market Closes are back. 162 of you. Appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow on the Market Open. Bye, everybody.